Have you ever just felt really called to visit a place or live in a place maybe that you've never even been to? And your intuition, those whispers from your soul are just kind of swirling around your mind, like, oh, you should move here, you should move there. Well, I really believe that there are certain places on this earth that we are meant to spend time in, and it activates different parts of us. I mean, when you think of places like Sedona, there's lots of vortexes there, places that make you feel calm and energized. Mount Shasta is another place. I mean, there are so many places in the United States as well as around the world that really somehow when you're there just shifts your energy in a good or bad way. And I believe that where you live plays a big part in your healing journey, what's activated within you, how brightly you shine, and so much more. A couple years ago, I discovered astrocartography. I actually also made a TikTok that got really popular during the pandemic about astrocartography. However, it's not always easy to read and understand astrocartography when you look it up on that website, AstroSeek, because what it is it aligns certain places to, let's say, your love line, your career line, where you activate X, Y, and Z, where you're experiencing more challenges, et cetera, et cetera. But sometimes it's like the middle of the ocean. Sometimes it's like, I will never be here. I don't understand. And so after, looking at it for a little bit, I just stopped. I was like, I don't know. It's a little too complicated. But when I got to Los Angeles, I had a feeling and a sense that I would be able to embody some of the things that I was able to be when I was in Shanghai. I really felt that there was similar energy, but this time around, Los Angeles, obviously it's a different place. I'm a different person. I'm also more mature. And so I felt like I could anchor in more confidence and strength in a way that was the most empowering and nourishing for me, instead of coming from an ego standpoint, coming from internal confidence, internal understanding, and strong alignment with my own identity and what I'm meant to be doing in this lifetime. And I also set the intention of who I wanted to be in this city. So anybody moving, even if you've been living in, where you've been living for a long time, it's a very powerful act, ritual for you to set an intention for the type of person that you want to be and want to become. Because setting intentions, awareness, energy, all of that, I'm always talking about it. And so I got to LA, set an intention for the type of person I wanted to be here, to be more bold and magnetic and really channel my Leo sun, which is my personality, which always gets a little dampered down by strong Capricorn energy of Leo's always I want to shine, I want to do great things, pay attention to me. And my Capricorn is just stop it, you're being annoying. Stay calm, be practical, do the right thing, whatever the right thing is. And so there's always kind of these dueling voices in my head. And I actually was really curious. One day, I just thought I wonder what the coordinates are for Los Angeles, because I started to look into my solar return birth chart. So when you look up a solar return chart, it's all your birth information, but where you are when you celebrate your birthday. And I always thought it was really curious that last year I moved to San Francisco, Northern California, rather than Southern California, where I am right now, and where all my friends are, all my connections, where there's more sun and all that. But I like both. It's very conflicting. I'm which one do I like better? I think it's just the season that you're in, which one really serves you, which one's really calling out to you. And at that time, Northern California, Big Sur along the coast, was really calling to me. And looking back, I know that it was important for me to activate my intuition, to be in a quiet place so I could really kind of understand what it means to be intuitive, to be psychic. But also it was important for me to spend my birthday there to activate different parts of myself and to kind of push me to different parts of my destiny, different parts of things I'm supposed to like learn for the coming year. So that's how I started to kind of think about, I wonder what the coordinates are like for San Francisco, for Los Angeles, and for Shanghai. And all three are very similar. Obviously, like a degree difference is like a big deal, but they are more similar than when I compare it to the coordinates for Washington, D.C., and the DMV, the surrounding areas. And so I thought that was just so interesting how, when I got to what I felt for California, what I felt for Los Angeles was very much some parts of how I felt in Shanghai, more bold, more confident, creative, very optimistic, very shiny, very bright, like a beacon of light, very magnetic. And those are all traits of Leo. And those are definitely not things that I felt in Washington, D.C. So I really encourage you to be open to the places that you're drawn to, whether it's a place to go on vacation or spend more of your time, because truly it's a magical experience for you to spend more time in a place that calls out to you. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense to you. You're like, I've never visited, but I want to live there. Something's just calling out to me. It's calling out to you because those energetic signatures of that place are matching yours, calling out to yours, like puzzle pieces fitting together. So listen to your intuition. Maybe this is going to prompt a move, whether it's in your current city, current state, or maybe you're going to make a really big move cross country. Know that you can trust your intuition. It is going to serve your highest good. And one more story about how where you live really kind of affects your growth and understanding. To go one step further, it's your environment. So I spent much of my much of my 20s in Shanghai, and it was such a creative place. Everyone always had a side project. Everyone was always starting a business. People were traveling here and there. There was such an openness, such a strong sense of community. And I had a 9 to 5 job during that time, but everyone I knew, including myself, was doing something on the side. So that entrepreneurial spirit was with me every second of every day. There's always a lot of change happening, new restaurants opening, restaurants closing, roads being repaired, buildings being painted. There's just so much change and so much growth. It was like moving like a mile a minute. And I really do believe that environment of creativity, of spontaneity, of just anything could happen affected the way that I view the world. And that's why after I left Shanghai, I was like, I think now is the time to start a business. Or I want to explore what that means, because it was just my subconscious was programmed. Every day there was something happening. Every day I had influences of being entrepreneurial, and that was something that my soul really wanted. And so, no surprise, gravitated to Shanghai, even though I wanted to stay away from all things Chinese, all things family related for the longest time. I mean, I was super surprised to move there and to stay as long as I did, like 5.5, 6 years. And really, had I not gone to Shanghai and spent so much time there, I really wouldn't be here today. So, reminder, follow your intuition, trust that knowing deep inside of you will always serve your highest good. May not make sense in this moment, but it will later on.